turn our attention now to calculating the internal rate of return or the rate of return. As I mentioned in my lecture, this is a fairly complicated trial and error sort of iterative calculation, and it's quite involved. And what I recommend is we don't necessarily go through the step-by-step calculation of trying to determine IRR, but we take a bit of a shortcut and leverage the function within Excel to do the calculation for us. And it's really, really quite simple. All we need are the years. And again, this is just to keep track of when the cash flow occurs and what the net cash flow is. So really at the end of the day, all we need is the information in column B. And again, I'm showing this as a separate tab on the Excel spreadsheet, but we don't need to do that, or you don't need to do that. This is just simply to sort of delineate and demonstrate the calculations independently. You could do the IRR calculation within the same spreadsheet. Again, you can either create another column here if you want to sort of do that calculation, or somewhere off to the side, but you don't need to do it in a separate tab. And all we've done here is, again, this is the same example that we've been working from in our previous calculations and from our lecture, our recorded lecture, where we have an outflow of $1,000 and inflows of 200 through 600 in years 1 through 5. And as before, and you have to kind of get a little bit familiar with the functionality within Excel, but we can look at IRR, choose that function, and it just says we strictly want to highlight what the values are, and then Excel goes through sort of a iterative guesswork approach until it calculates the internal rate of return for you. So let's highlight the values. This time we include the 1,000, that's a negative number, all the way through year 5 of $600 future value. And simple click of the button. So all we did was we used the IRR function and showed Excel where to find the values, the cash flow values from year 0 through year 5, and it returns the 29%, which is what I had here, but I just wanted to be able to demonstrate the function itself, how you call it, and simply the information that you provide. So again, this is something that you can quickly do for an assignment or for any kind of evaluation without having to spend a lot of time calculating or trying to determine where the NPV, or for what rate the NPV is equal to 0.